Hi there, I'm Siggy. Welcome to another exciting review here on Go For A Run. In this video I'll be reviewing the Nike Ultrafly, which is a carbon-plated trail running shoe featuring the famous ZoomX foam. But does this mean we can run on clouds on the trails? There was a lot of hype around this shoe when it came out and expectations were high, especially since this was Nike's first real entry in the high-performance carbon-plated trail running scene. But okay, the big question is, does it live up to these expectations and is the price justified or not? So go get a drink, buckle up and let's get this thing started with the facts and figures. The Ultrafly was released on August 1st, 2023 in only one colorway. Even until now, 6 months later, there has only been one other color and that was only the outsole that was in purple instead of orange. It features a stack height of 38.5mm in the back and 30mm in the forefoot, resulting in an 8.5mm drop, which is a bit unconventional as we don't see that very often. The weight in my size 46 is 334 grams, heavy duty equipment, lol, and as you can see, not really a very light shoe. As I already mentioned, it's a trail shoe, but it seems to be more directed towards non-technical trails. And in case you wonder, yes, it's definitely suited for the ultra category. Psst. The clue is in the name. The midsole is composed of ZoomX, that's Nike's famous PEBAX midsole foam. But we all know about that, right? It's the same bouncy foam also found on the Ultrafly and Vaporfly. It's very soft underfoot and takes your run to a whole other level. Cloud level. Sounds better. The impact will obviously be less because of the ZoomX, and also don't forget about the carbon plate, which will push you forward. Or fly forward. Now I'm getting confused. The shoe itself is very stiff, but that's just a combination of the carbon fiber plate and the outsole rubber. I wasn't expecting a very flexible shoe, but oh yeah, these are very stiff. But on the other side, it's something you don't really notice once you get going. So let's continue. It has a Vibram Mega Grip outsole rubber, which is a first for Nike. It provides a very good grip on mild trails or single tracks, but that's about it. And when we talk about Vibram rubber, the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, this is going to be very durable. I was expecting the lugs to have more depth, so that was a bit of a disappointment. Especially if I compare them with my all-time favorite technical trail shoe, the Hoka Speedgoat 5. The lugs on the Ultrafly are only 3mm in depth, but on the Speedgoat they are 5mm. Because of having only 3mm, for me personally, they are immediately less suited for really technical trails. I'm not taking any risks in that. I just wouldn't be as confident up in the mountains, and without confidence I would be scared as hell. Yeah, I know, pussycat. Furthermore, it has a wide base in the forefoot. It feels spacious, for some perhaps too spacious to find the right fit. I can imagine some might not like it, and it's only available in one width. The upper is made of a vaporwave mesh. It does feel like a soft plastic. It's thin and doesn't have any stretch. It also doesn't have much breathability either, which isn't all that bad in colder temperatures, but could be an issue in the summer or when you are a heavy sweater. When your feet are soaking wet, it also does feel a bit strange at times, and since it's a spacious shoe, you could quickly get some friction. Just prepare yourself for that and wear the correct socks. The tongue has a good amount of padding, which I really appreciated and does feel comfortable. I would have preferred a bit more padding around the heel to get a better lock. However, the padding seems to be very durable though. It took me a while to get the correct fit, as they weren't really true to size. I found it to be a bit too big, but then the question is, if I would have sized down, would this have been too tight or not? Who doesn't love a good trivia question? In the end, I managed to get it good, doing the runner's knot method and making sure I react immediately when I feel something starts to feel strange. And I mean at my feet and not in my head. On a long trail or even ultra, you absolutely don't want any friction. Not even for a handful of kilometers if you know you still got a long way to go. Finally, the laces could have been slightly longer, especially for doing the heel knot method. They have a slight stretch and they do still look very good and appear to be of a premium quality. Ciao! If you are enjoying this review, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support would mean the world to me. That means a lot, right? No? And it would help me to continue make good and especially funny content for you. Start moving that finger and click those buttons. But okay, let's get back to the review. The famous ZoomX PEBAX foam, which has a very good durability and bounciness, will give you a comfortable one. Furthermore, the Vibram outsole rubber will give you an acceptable amount of grip and is definitely a high quality rubber. There is a good amount of padding at the tongue, which will make sure those laces don't push down too much. Speaking of the laces, they seem to be of a high quality, and so is the upper. I wanted to know if I could get them shiny white again, so I've put them in the washing machine. They aren't white, but they are machine friendly at 30 degrees Celsius. Just don't over try your luck at 40 degrees, haha. And if you would try that, let me know the results. Another good aspect is that the insoles can be removed, which is great if you want with custom ones. Concluding, the overall durability seems to be very high. But we are talking about an elite Nike shoe. I think it would have been a marketing nightmare if they weren't, right? There is a little reinforcement at the forefoot, the outsole rubber comes up towards the front, and there is a small protective layer at the bottom of the upper to prevent any possible tears. It's a very stiff shoe, but you don't really notice it, but still. The forefoot base is pretty wide, which some might not like, but it gives good stability. Furthermore, there is not enough padding in the heel area, so you could have a higher risk in having a heel slip. And perhaps it isn't all that comfortable on ultra trails if your feet get tired. The length of the laces could have been a bit longer, especially if you need to do the runner's knot. Haven't had the chance yet to test them out in some warmer temperatures, but I expect that breathability could be a problem, especially since the upper feels a bit like plastic and doesn't have a lot of overall ventilation. I would recommend to do a break-in period to make sure you got a good fit, especially with the toe box sizing and a not so stretchy upper and such. You could otherwise end up with a blister or two in the beginning if you are not careful. Also, trying out different kinds of socks to find a good match is a very good idea. In conclusion, the Nike Ultrafly is a high quality shoe suited for distances up to an ultra, which means no limit. The ZoomX midsole foam works great on the trails. At first I was a bit skeptical, but you quickly notice the impact that they absorb, giving you some extra comfort. Take into account, if you are used to having a good ground contact feeling, well, prepare for a disappointment because the ZoomX will take that away from you. I also love the fact that Nike got to use the Vibram rubber. This will improve the durability a lot. I do, however, would have appreciated 5mm depth lugs instead of 3. I'm not confident to use them for really technical trails. I see them more as a hybrid road to trail kind of shoe, which is also not bad, but it just limits their usage. The retail price is 250 euros, which is a correct price according to me, especially with the high quality materials that are used. I expect them to last 800 kilometers or perhaps even 1000. Big expectations, I know, and I do hope that they can really live up to it. But what I can see from the upper and padding, that's not showing any kind of wear and tear, even though I've already abused them quite a bit. Oops. To wrap up, if you are looking for a good trail shoe for mild trails and longer distances, then these could be suitable for you. If you got any doubts, head over to your local running store and just try them out. Well, that concludes my review of the Nike Ultrafly. If you found the review helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching everybody, and I hopefully see you all in the next one.